everyone, I'm Daryl from Chain Out Podcast, and I'm joined as always, Jeremy Powers. How are you doing? I called you Powers. Sorry,
that's
Jeremy
because
Power.
I've got so much of it, that's what it is. Team J-Pow over here.
Yeah, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing well. I tell you, I'm excited for every episode. I truly am, and I'm feeling good about this one.
You're thinking this is a week that you
golden
might
about
take
this
down the
one.
win?
It might be. It really might be.
Yeah. Well, we're back for another episode this week. The Gold Eagle, A-tier out of Saskatchewan. And as always, we have a very special guest, joined by a previous guest on the show, Kristen Swirls. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing really good. Spoiler alert for those who maybe didn't watch earlier tonight, but I watched your guys' live episode of the Falcons Flight recap, so I'm doing really good. I felt like a nice, warm, fuzzy hug to just like relive it all, relive it all night. And I really appreciate that you guys asked, what, some of the favorite and nemesis holes of, the organizers and the pros, because it's really interesting to hear, how different that is from what I feel. And, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm still coming down off the high of Falcons Flight, even though it's been days and days.
It's kind of like a warm hug to say goodbye to that event until next year.
Yeah. I was spotting on the course, and I told some players, as they were coming down the stretch, I was like, hey, you guys, just enjoy these last few holes. You might not be out here for another year. And I only play it once a year. I don't usually do day trips because it's a little far for a day trip. So yeah. Ooh, fuzzy hugs.
Yeah. Well, and it was great too, being there and getting a chance to watch you and the rest of the FPOs play. And it was just amazing. All both cards, all 6 players who made it through, was just fantastic to watch you play.
Yeah. Well, and I got to come watch you guys play, which was really fun on the last day.
I really appreciated that.
I think Tim was a little sad that I didn't come walk with him on the last day. I chose to walk with you guys instead. Oh. But I walked with him on the first day. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, and the positivity you bring to our cards was just awesome. It was what we needed at the end of that day, because it was so hot in that last round, right? So that pick me up you gave us was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you walked with me for quite a few holes, and to spread the love, I didn't want to hog all your positivity. I let you know that Jeremy was actually on the card behind me, so you kind of hung back a little bit to play the last 3 or walk around with the last 3 or 4 holes with Jeremy.
Yeah.
But getting back to yourself, how do you think your event went overall the weekend?
I'm really happy. I think that the courses played harder this year. Mm-hmm. I actually scored the same over par that I did from last year, but I would argue, at least for our field, the courses played way harder, and certainly East did. The changes on East, I think, were harder for our field. So I'm really happy with my play. I feel like I could get in contention in that tournament. I've been playing there for 4 years now, and I feel like I'm just on the cusp of something special happening out there. It didn't happen this year. I didn't put myself in contention this year, but I had a really great final round, so it felt good to finish on a high note and finish with my best round of the weekend as my final round. So 0 complaints from me. It was awesome.
Good. Yeah. And not only were the changes made to the course that made it harder, it's a natural thing. The course is growing in, right? I don't know how much trimming of the trees they're doing, but I know a lot of people have said that those fairways are getting tighter now.
It feels like that. I mean, I do only play it once a year and for only 4 years, but yeah, it certainly, there's a few holes where it feels like, oof, did it always look this tight? Did the bushes always look this high? And it does change some of your shots, and also your game changes. I feel like I still step up to some of those holes. I only play it once a year, so I step up to some of those holes with my same disc in my hand that I threw on those holes 4 years ago. Wow. And because I'm not getting out there and practicing days and days before and trying all the shots, I'm like, well, this is what I throw on this hole. It's what I've thrown on this hole for 4 years. But I also have to remember my game has evolved in 4 years. Yeah. So there's also new things that I want to try, but maybe because I'm only there for tournament, I'm not really trying those things. So yeah. But lots of good magic. I hope you guys felt the magic too. I know you did.
Definitely we did.
We had a good time. Yeah. Well, speaking of that event, why don't we do a bit of a recap, Jeremy?
Sounds good.
Let's have a look at our picks. We had Alex Penny, described as the nicest man in disc golf, as the
Yeah, he
special
said he
guest
doesn't
last
know
week.
where that name came from, but if you meet him, you know exactly where it came from.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have him 2 days on the West course,
Starting us off, hey?
starting us off at hole 1. Yeah, giving us the 2-minute warning. Let's have a look at our picks. As we can see there's a lot of numbers next to a lot of people's names. As I always like to say, the numbers that are important are the numbers down the bottom.
Oh, Daryl, I got you 1 point.
You did.
Yeah, that's right. You were
only
on
team
there.
that everybody that I picked got me points.
Let's go.
I know how to pick. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah.
I wish I could have got you more, but good job, Daryl. You made good picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've had an FPO or MPO on that was in the tournament. So yeah, so this is really cool. Yes.
Yeah. That was awesome. And I know I met you on the practice round on the Thursday, and I felt bad when I walked up to you because I'm like, you better do good because I picked you, and I'm like, I don't want to put pressure on you. That was the wrong thing to say.
No, it was. I'm so glad you told me that you picked me up, because I hadn't watched the episode with Alex. I've watched some of the fantasy pick episodes, but I hadn't watched the one with Alex, and I still haven't. So I need to go back and watch it. Yeah. So thank you for picking me. I'm glad I could get you 1 point. I'm sorry I couldn't get you any more.
That was enough. That was enough to tie with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So adding those points to our points from the previous tournaments, you see that Jeremy is in last place with 47. He was catching team guest invite, but they've pulled away a little bit with 53.
I think it's third place, Daryl.
Not last.
Team Shambles leading the way with 65.
Okay, I have a quick question about
Yeah.
the teams and the recap you just showed. Now, like I said, I haven't watched all the fantasy pick episodes. I've just watched a couple of them.
Yeah.
So does team guest invite not have a name?
Team guest invite gets a name each week.
Oh, okay,
So
my bad.
So bear that in mind because you need to start thinking of a team name for yourself. You don't need it right now.
I didn't do that homework. I already know.
Perfect.
I got it
You
locked
got
down.
So the 6 A tiers that we've done so far, or have we done 5? No, we've done 6.
Yeah.
We've given guest invite a win because we tied with Team Shambles, so we both got a win. 5 wins to Team Shambles. 2
Get out of here. We're recording a podcast.
What's that guy like? He always wants to be on every episode. I mean, we like him as a guest.
Yeah, we love having him as a guest. He's a surprise pop in there.
Oh, sorry, you guys. He just walked in the door. Can't keep him away. Okay, sorry, Daryl. Continue.
Yeah.
So we gave Team Guest Invite a point as well because we tied for 9. So it's 5 wins for Team Shambles, 2 wins for Team Guest Invite,
and soon to be 1 win for Team J-Pow. Soon to be.
And if things were going to be tied, which we don't think they are, we like to put it out on Instagram as well. We like to put our picks out on Instagram. There's a pinned post on our Instagram. Go and head over to Instagram. Once we put our picks out there, drop a vote whose team you think is going to be the strongest. That'll give you a chance to enter in to win a gift certificate from BR Disc Golf. Over 10 points, if anyone scores over 10 points, you'll get a $10 gift card. If anyone makes it over 15, you'll get a $15 gift card. Let's have a look at the fan vote for the Falcons flight.
I think, we liked Team Shambles, the fan
Team
vote.
Shambles took down another win.
Let's go.
Team J-Pow with 2 of the fan votes, but nobody has yet to side with the team guest.
They've
had some votes for sure, but
they've had votes, but they've just never they haven't campaigned enough. I think that's what it is, because I'm hard on the campaign trail to get every vote I can get.
I'm going to campaign this week, in the next few days, and honestly, I'm excited about my picks. So I think I can do it for Team Guest Invite this week.
Yeah, start tagging. Well, when you make your picks, if you repost it, tag your players in your Instagram. That'll share it to their followers as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting on to this week, Gold Eagle.
Yeah.
I'm Team Shambles.
I'm Team J-Pow.
We need a name for the guest invite. What's your name, Kristen?
Well, okay, but my name might be a spoiler alert for my picks. Could I announce my name after my
Sure, you
picks?
can announce it there.
After I have a name, but it's a spoiler alert, so I wanna can I
Yeah,
announce
Yeah.
it
hold on.
after a
You
few
can
picks?
announce it whenever you like. We'll still call you guest invite, but
For the moment,
for the moment.
TBD.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about this, Daryl.
Yeah.
Kind of how we choose who goes first and how this snake draft works. We choose that before the episode starts, and we base that by the person who gets third place
Right.
in the week previously.
Yeah.
And that was Team JPOW. So before I tell you what the picks are going to be this week,
Mm-hmm.
Team JPOW is maybe a lot like the Edmonton Oilers of last year.
Oh no.
They started out in the basement.
Yeah.
People thought they were ready to write them off. They weren't going to make it to the playoffs, but they went and they said, what? They're going to have to win like 14 out of the next 17 games or something like that to get in the playoffs. And what did they do? They won 14 of the next 17 games. So Team JPOW is in a position right now where we have 5 A-tiers left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I need to win all of them to catch up to Team Shambles. This is where it starts.
Well, I have faith in you, Jeremy.
Yeah. So this is how I'm picking the order for tonight's draft.
There's a lot of strategy involved in this pick, Jeremy. So
Very, very strategic. What I've done is I've said that Team Guest Invite is going to be the first pick. Team
Okay.
Shambles is going to be the second pick.
Giving me second pick.
And Team JPOW will take pick number 3. That's how we're doing it tonight. So with that, no further ado, Team Guest Invite, you can start us off.
Okay, thank you for the honors of first pick. I was thinking about it tonight, leading up to the episode, if I should go MPO or FPO with the first pick.
Yeah.
And I think because our FPO field is so small, I told myself you should pick the FPO that you want on your team because if you don't pick her, she'll be gone.
Yeah.
So,
Good strategy.
that's my strategy. So I'm going to pick FPO for my first pick. And so we have 3 FPOs in the field. Katie Hozempa, who is local to Saskatchewan, but from further south. Terry Heiserbaum-Hong from Edmonton. And Bailey Inglis, who is the local, coming off of a couple hot wins. I think Daryl is probably thinking I'm going to pick Bailey Inglis. And Bailey, I love you so much. All the love. But I am taking first draft pick, home girl, Terry Heiserbaum-Hong for Team Guest Invite. Terry and Bailey went to a playoff at this event last year.
Yeah.
Bailey won after 4 grueling holes of playoff. Bailey is coming off 2 huge wins. I absolutely have faith in you, Bailey, but at the same time, I'm like, can she keep all of that momentum going? I think it's Terry. I think it's Terry's turn. So I am picking Terry plus from home in Edmonton. Terry Hong, that's my pick.
Nice.
It's a great pick, Jeremy.
It is a
great pick.
fantastic
I think
pick.
Terry's got that fire in her belly. I think we reached out to her on social media to ask her about Bailey's win at Falcons Flight, and I think her words were, "I'm coming for you."
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
honestly, and I think that's going to give her the edge a little bit. So I think any 3 of these women, their rating are all very close. Their PDGA numbers are all very close. We've got 2 locals. Like, I think actually any of them could take it down. I don't know Katie, but her game looks strong as well. But yeah, no, I think Terry's got the edge, and I want Terry on Team Guest Invite this week, named TBD.
Oh,
Sounds
nice
good.
work. Yeah, I'm happy with your pick. Terry's definitely on my list, and now, unfortunately, scratched off.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, do I have to record this, or you guys are recording it?
No,
like
I got
like
it all
the
for you.
picks.
I got it.
we got it all.
Okay,
for you.
good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So that hands it over to Team Shambles with the second pick, Jeremy.
Yes, it does.
Do you regret letting me go second?
Well, I think I have an idea of where you're going, but I think it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
aces for Team JPOW.
So Team Shambles, with the second overall pick, would like to welcome a player since 2022. This
Very
person
recent.
has just under $2,000 in career earnings. This player, 866 rated, 18 career events,
And her
9 career wins.
Her rating's about to go up.
Oh, yeah.
It is an FPO. We've talked about her. Coming off 2 wins, Team Shambles would like to welcome Bailey Inglis to the team.
Yes, good
It had to
pick,
be.
Daryl. Good pick. You know, the other thing I was going to say, you know, and we love Terry and we know she's going to do very well and I can see her taking it. But the other thing about Bailey that she's got is she was just on the show. And we know there's chain out luck, right? So she's got some
before. Yeah.
chain out luck behind her as well.
Yeah.
So that sends it over to Team J-Pow for 2 picks.
Yes,
This is
okay.
where it could get interesting.
Team J-Pow is very happy to be here, picking 3rd overall with a couple picks in a row. You know, Katie Hozempa, we're going to be very excited to have you on the team, but I'm going to just leave you out there for now because you're coming on my team no matter what. So we're going to just help our team, Katie, and we're going to bolster it with a couple MPO picks here. So starting right away, we've got a 976 rated player from Victoria, BC, leading the Rookie of the Year battle. He had larger than life in his hands. He was going to win it, but just lost out at the last minute. He placed 3rd at Falcons. He's ready for a win. Team J-Pow is welcoming Luke Levesque to the team. Oh, I can just hear the crowd going wild. Luke, this is your moment, buddy. It's your time to shine. So that'll be my first pick. What do you think about that, Daryl?
Yeah, that's a good pick. That was my number 1 MPO pick.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Took him right off the list there.
Took it right out, but still plenty of people to pick. Oh, Kristen's not rating it pick.
No.
Well, I think that's a fine pick, but he wasn't on my list. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's okay.
That's what makes it so much interesting.
So then for my second pick, 4th overall, I picked this person in the last tournament, and this person started out with a nice, healthy lead. They're 1,000 rated. They hail from Lethbridge, Alberta. Won Gold Eagle last year, and it is the year of the repeat. We already know that. We're going to welcome Noah Higgins to Team J-Pow.
Good pick. Good pick.
And that will turn it right back to you, Team Shambles.
It does, yeah. See, this is where it gets interesting now. So, I might be going a little bit off script here. I'm going with a hometown player from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Member since 2022. Currently 977 rated as of the air date. 27 career events, 5 career wins. This person was at Falcons Flight, finished 20th, but previous to that, in the last 4 events, never finished outside the top 6. Team Shambles.
You're giving me players, thanks.
Would like to welcome Brandon Redicop.
Good pick. Definitely on my list, that's for sure.
That's a great pick. Have you guys met Brandon?
No.
He is a cool guy.
We may have bumped into him around on the course, but no, never bumped into him to speak to him.
I've met him before, and then I spoke to him quite a bit at Big Bear this year. He was staying at the same hostel that I was, and I think that's a really good pick, Daryl. Like, I think he's really due for to get a big one this year.
Yeah, 8th at Edmonton Open, 2nd at Saskatoon. League.
Yeah. I think he is due. I think he honestly could take it down. I hope he does.
He's played a lot of A and B tiers. That's what his the amount that he's played this year is what kind of pushed me over the edge on him as a pick. So
yeah, he's playing pretty serious and pretty hard this year. I think from what I gathered when I spoke with him in Canmore. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, and he just recently also won the Tommy Douglas Open in Regina, so he's coming off a win, and sometimes you can use that momentum into the next tournament.
Yeah.
There you go. So that sends it back to
Team TBD.
Team question mark.
Well, Team TBD will not be TBD for much longer because my second pick for round 2 here is going to help announce a team name. So my team name this week is going to be Kristen Squared because I'm taking Kristen Roach.
Nice.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kristen Roach is also from Saskatoon, is one of the top rated players in this event. I'm not only picking him because we share a name, although Kristen, that was a big influence. I was like, I need to get Kristen. I'll be team Kristen squared. But if you guys look at his season, he has had a really great season happening. Yeah. Not playing as many events as some of these guys. Like he was not at Falcon, or was he at Falcon?
He was. He played.
MP40.
He played MP40 at Falcons Flight and placed fourth. So he did really well at Falcons Flight, but not quite as many events as some other folks. So maybe he's being more selective. I don't know. I don't know him personally, but we share a name, and now we share a team. Welcome to Team Kristen Squared, Kristen Roach.
Fantastic.
Last year, he was in MPO. He placed 5th at Gold Eagle.
Let's go.
There you go.
That's a good pick. You guys, that's a good pick.
Kristen was on my list as well. Yeah, so I will tell you that.
He was next
part
on
of my
list.
top 9. So, but that just gives you right back in the snake draft. You get to come right back at it with your 3rd pick.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will take next on my list, Marshall. How do I say this? Taves. Is that how you say that last name?
Yeah. That's
okay. Right. Marshall Taves is coming to this event from out of town in Manitoba. Mm-hmm. So if if he is choosing to travel cross province for an A tier, you know that is serious business. So that is why I flagged Marshall for Team Kristen Squared. He's also played a lot of events this year, so it's looking like he's got a good rhythm going, and has had a few first place and second place finishes as of late. So I feel like he's on a good roll. He's got good momentum. Traveling from out of province, which I really like to see. I don't know, is he the only person from Manitoba? No, he's not. There's a few. There's 3 MPOs traveling from Manitoba, and he is one of them. So, Marshall Taves, welcome to Team Kristen Squared.
Yeah, and you know what, Kristen? That's a good one because I think Marshall flew under the radar because everything you're saying about Marshall makes him a great pick, but he wasn't on my list. So
he was on my list.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. That was a great pick. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Anything else is like icing on the cake now because I got my top 3 picks.
Look at that.
That's
there
awesome.
You go.
Very rarely does that happen.
It has not happened to me yet. So,
yeah.
So Team Shambles, we're going right back to you now.
We are. And you know what? From here on down, my kind of picks are interchangeable. I was so undecided about what order to put them in. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... the reason why I'm picking this player from Calgary, Alberta. The main reason was because he just had a 21-point jump in his ratings. He's now a 960 rated player from Calgary, Alberta. A member since 2022. Hasn't played a lot of disc golf this year, but he's played some big tournaments. He played in the Big Bear Classic, High Country Open, and Edmonton Open. Finished 4th at the Edmonton Open recently. Team Shambles would like to welcome Thomas German. German.
Again, look at you guys with your research. I did not have Thomas on my list, but I don't know how I missed him with all of that wonderful words and accolades that Thomas has.
And you wonder why you're last.
Ouch! Well, look at that. Whew. So I guess that brings me back to Team J-Pow here, and I'm going to show you why we're not going to be last this week. So Team J-Pow, we're going to go with our FPO pick here. 840 rated, Regina, Saskatchewan, 5th place at last year's event, just won her last event, you may not have known, at the Tommy Douglas Open. We're going to bring Katie Hozempa onto the team. Welcome, Katie, to Team J-Pow.
That seems like it's going to be a fun card, Bailey and Terry and Katie. I don't know Katie, but I think they're going to have a lot of fun.
I think it'll be good. And I'm going to throw you all for a loop because I have my last pick.
You did mention to me that you had some dark picks, some dark horses.
Yeah, I do have my Brody Smith type dark horse pick here because I've picked and try to really break down numbers and stuff before, but every once in a while you got to go with your gut. You go with a gut feel. I don't know if either of you have watched Park Pro's coverage of the Gold Eagle Open last year.
Some of it.
I haven't watched
This
it yet.
player was on one of the cards, local to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, 936 rated, was lucky number 13 at last year's event, but has been training in silence this year, preparing for this one event, ready to take it all. My dark horse pick. If you haven't checked out his Instagram account, which is at reject.al, then you need to do it. He shreds guitar, and I'm sure Dark Ace is right around the corner to pick him up. We're going to bring Al Harabia to Team J-POW.
Oh.
Welcome to the team. So super pumped. And I'm telling you, check out that Instagram account, and you will see an amazing disc golfer shredding a guitar. Tattoos, shirt off, Dark Ace written all over him.
This is what I like about Jeremy when he does his research in his picks. Like, he goes deep into the research, like almost bordering on stalking. The fact that he'll hit
Don't
up their
put it on the internet
Instagrams.
if you don't want me to find it.
That's very true.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I didn't have him on my radar.
Well,
No,
it's
me
going to
neither.
swing back to you. We've got 2 picks left, and we're going to
Yeah.
finish up here, Daryl. So what do you got?
Yeah, again, this is going to be a hard decisions because these players are all kind of intertwined. But I think what I'm going to go for, I'm going to have to settle on a player from Saskatoon, 946 rated, 20 career events, has played a fair amount of disc golf, has traveled as well, which is like what Kristen said. If you're going to travel for your disc golf, then you're serious about your sport. He was down at Lethbridge. He was in Edmonton. He's back in Saskatoon. Team Shambles would like to welcome Logan Amy to the show.
Yes,
Great to the
pick.
team. Sorry,
Yeah, maybe to the show once
To the
Logan
show,
Amy
maybe.
wins.
Once he
right?
wins.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking, Jeremy.
Well, and you look at Logan. I had Logan up high on my list as well. 2nd place at the Sask Open Provincials, 10th at Gold Eagle last year. As you said, traveling around. Logan's looking for a win as well.
Yeah.
All of these players are hunting for a win, and it's so nice to do this set of picks
Yeah.
because we're learning these Saskatoon, Regina, and other Saskatchewan players that we don't usually get to see that often. So
Yeah. And they come, I think this is like a sidebar. I feel like I said this last year and I didn't make it happen this year. I would love to get out to Saskatchewan for some tournaments because I feel like those Saskatchewan players come out to Alberta and BC a lot for tournaments, and
Yeah.
they have some amazing courses and amazing events happening out that way too. I feel like I really do want to get out that way to Saskatchewan for some tournaments. I didn't make it happen this year. I know I've said I wanted to play Gold Eagle for a while, and like, we got to get our butts to Saskatchewan next year, you guys. Let's do it.
Road
Absolutely.
trip.
Road
There
trip.
you go.
Okay, so does that mean it's my turn?
It is.
You have your last pick, Team Kristen Squared.
Kristen Squared. Okay, so I was cruising the list a little bit and I wanted to pick a local from Edmonton. And I noticed in MPO we don't have any local Edmonton players playing the event. So I was thinking Calgary, but Thomas already got scooped up. But then, of course, I noticed we have very close to local from Camrose, Alberta. This
Yes.
player is 924 rated and might as well be an Edmonton local because Camrose and Edmonton do share a community. So Kristen Squared is going to welcome to the team Nolan Litback.
Bravo. Way to go. Yeah, Nolan was on my list as well, Kristen.
Yes.
I had the joy of playing with his dad, Jarrett Litvack, in the MA40 division down at WJ Homestead this year.
Oh.
So I had a little bit of insight there from his dad on how he was doing. He tears it up. He was 33rd at Falcons Flight, but just a young guy.
He's
right?
young. He's young.
Yeah.
He's also played some MJ18 events this year. He's played some MA1, including Am Nationals this year. and played some MPO. So he's got experience in lots of different divisions, jumping around. He's young, he's local. Gotta root for Nolan.
He's got the confidence if he's jumping from MJ18 up to MA1 up to MPO.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, did he even play Worlds? Did he go down for Worlds or no?
I'm looking
or was
at
that maybe looking at the NADGT?
Oh, yeah. He played Junior Worlds this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went down.
He's got some experience in competition.
Right? Yeah, he played Junior Worlds this year in MJ18. And then he played one other MJ18 this year, and then has mostly played in MPO and MA1 locally. So, yeah, I'm excited to follow along this weekend on PDGA Live and see how Nolan does.
There you go.
Well, that wraps up the picks part of this. And you know what? What is that? That would be 12 great players picked. Unfortunately, the 4 best ones are on Team JPOW for you two. But you know what? Other than that, 12 great players out there for sure.
Oh, you guys, I also have to give a shout out. I'm out of picks, but I just said that we're out of local Edmonton players, but we're sort of yes and sort of no. Because Tony Ambrose is playing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And his PDGA is listed as Saskatoon.
That's what I was looking at when you were thinking, but yeah.
Yeah, but Tony, you got to update that. You are Edmontonian now. Update that.
Yeah.
So we have Tony. I missed it because I was sort of scanning the cities.
Yeah.
So I apologize, Tony. I was scanning cities. You got to change your city to Edmonton.
Well, that's it. And even too, as we were talking about Falcons, and I was looking at the breakdown of the holes, right, with who got birdies on holes and who got pars and that. And there was one hole in one round, he was playing MPO. He was the only one to get a birdie on that hole. And I want to say it was on East. It's the hole that dips down, it goes up, there's a tree in the middle, you go to the right, it's surrounded by trees, and there's some OB along the path. I think it was that one. Towards the back. He somehow birdied it. I want to say it might have been 16.
Is that West?
East.
On the last day or the first day? I'm going to look at his scorecard right now.
Yeah, it's one to look up. Either way, Tony, be proud of it. You got a birdie on a hole that nobody else in the MPO field got a birdie on. So good job on you.
I also really love that Tony challenges himself. Oh, Tony also eagled 16 on the final day.
Oh, that's actually what I'm talking about.
Is that what you're thinking
There
about?
you go. The eagle. Yes, the eagle.
That's a great shot. He is really challenging himself to step up and play MPO, and I think that's really great. I think a lot of folks can really take a lot of learning from that. I think it's important to play with players that are better than you, because that is how you get better. And anyway, it was an eagle on 16 on the final day, Tony.
I know which one you mean now, with the tree guarding the basket and the OB, the short.
Think about that, Daryl.
OB.
An eagle.
Yeah.
2 shots to
from
get to that
from
one.
The top up there. You guys have that top tee pad.
Yes.
Okay, if Tony is listening, we need to hear the story. Was it the drive or was it a huge throw-in? We want to know.
Throw-in, yeah.
Yeah, was it both? Because I was looking at the OB pond when I started. So, but you know what we should do is we should recap our teams, Daryl. And why don't we? Where do you want to start?
Well, whoever went first, Jeremy.
Oh, that's right. Team Kristen Squared. Let's go through your players.
So I got. Do I do it or you guys do it?
Yeah, you can read it out. Read out your team.
So I've got Terry Heiserbaum Hong representing on the FPO side. Then I have team name same Kristen Kristen Roach completing the other half of Team Kristen Squared. I met another guy who was named Kristen as well. I think it's a really cool unisex name. Anyway, moving on, after Terry and Kristen, I also took Marshall Taves from Elma, Manitoba. I don't even know where Elma is, but I love that he's traveling from Manitoba.
Somewhere just outside of Winnipeg, I'm guessing. That's
go.
Where everything is in Manitoba.
Marshall, if you tune into the episode, tell us where it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm rounding out my team with Young Guns Nolan Litvak from Camrose.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good team. Good team. Not quite as good as Team Shambles, who took down or has taken first FPO pick for Team Shambles, Bailey Inglis. Second, Brandon Redekop. And we took Thomas German. And we rounded it out with Logan Amy. I think that's a pretty solid team myself, but I'm sure Jeremy's got some things to say about that.
Yeah, I'm going to say great, solid team. I'm excited to watch your team and see how close they come to beating Team JPOW. They'll get close. I know they will. It might even go to a playoff, but in the end, Team JPOW will be victorious. We've got Luke Levesque, Noah Higgins, Katie Hozempa, and Al Harabia on our team. And I'm telling you, this team is probably going to be the most fun and entertaining team out there. It's almost like it's a rock band as much as it is a team. So Team J Pow is coming at you guys.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
So Daryl, everybody needs to now do what? They got to get out there. They got to look for our post. We're going to put a post up on Instagram. We're going to have our 3 teams listed. It's going to be a voting one. There'll be a little vote button there for them.
Yeah.
Vote for your favorite team. If you can't vote for some reason, put your comments in there. Put your comments on YouTube. Tell us who you're voting for.
Yeah.
And we really would like you to do is pick your own team. You can pick players we've already picked, but put together 1 FPO, 3 MPOs, and that'll get you an extra entry if you do that into the gift card draw.
From BR Disc Golf.
That's
Give
right.
Brendan a shout out. Thank you, Brendan, for sponsoring the show. $10 gift card if any of us gets over 10 points, or the winner, should I say, which will be me. $15 gift card if we get over 15 points. I think with one FPO, it will max out at 16.
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll have
it'd be
10
the
and
maximum
16.
amount of points if you get the MPO and the FPO winner, and all of your other picks end up on the podium. 16 points maximum. Thank you again to Brendan from BR for sponsoring the Chain Out Fantasy League.
Yeah. And thank you to Kristen for joining us tonight for
we
the
very
picks
much
as
appreciate
well.
it.
Thanks for the invite, you guys. I really love the fantasy picks. It's really fun. Hopefully everyone in the community is lighthearted about it. Like, because we're also all friends. Like, it's a lot different than when we're picking like the DGPT pros, like that we don't know, right? Like, these are people that we know or that we meet or that we compete against. So
do you mean sports competitors are real people too? Of course they are.
It's so hard not to pick with your heart when you see the names on the pick list and you think, well, I know these people. I've gotta pick them.
You have to pick with your heart a little bit. I feel like in fantasy sports, like, it can't all be stats. Like, if you just go stats, because I also feel like there has to be an element of wanting to root for your team. So like, I'm part of a fantasy pool for like the DGPT, and like, there's players that I pick solely based on my heart, and there's also players that I will never pick no matter how good they are, because I'm like, I can't root for you. I can't.
Right.
And I know you're gonna get points for my team, but I can't root for you.
Yeah.
But that's not the case for here in our Canadian community. I feel like I'm rooting for everyone.
Exactly. And
that's the whole point. Miles Ladder can tell you, pick with your heart. It always pays off, right, Miles?
Wow, that was about the nastiest I've ever heard you, Jeremy.
Well, I just, Miles knows I'm kidding. I just like to throw that out there too. But definitely.
That's the whole goal of, the main goal of everything that Chain Out does, and especially the Fantasy League, is that, if we never did this, I would say probably 90% of the people in Edmonton or, that are listening to us right now wouldn't be following Gold Eagle. They wouldn't be checking the scores. They wouldn't be knowing all of these players that we just listed. And the fact that we're bringing their names to the front, we're giving them a little bit of a shout out, giving them a history on the events that they've been in, giving them that little boost. Hopefully other people will, start to follow on with PDG Live, get to know their names, start looking for them in other events as well.
And start getting some sponsors. How is Bailey not sponsored yet, hey?
Right. Let's go. I think she's gonna, she's next rating day. I'll be checking Bailey's rating before my own next rating day, because I think she's gonna get a big old bump.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, she's been playing hot golf, like over 900 rated very consistently. She's gonna get a big bump.
I think so. Sure. I mean, I envy the person who picked her.
Oh, Shambles, your sense of humor is so great.
All right. Thank you, Kristen, for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thank
We
you guys.
appreciated having you.
Thank you for having me as always. Can't wait to see you guys soon. Maybe we should try to get in around this weekend. I don't know. I'll text you.
Ooh,
Yeah,
sounds good.
Sounds good. Stay
Okay.
tuned next episode, next Thursday when we go live. We'll be recapping this episode. Let everybody know that Team Shambles won again and is out of reach of everybody. Or maybe not. Maybe Team J-Pal is actually going to get a win on the board. Maybe
Team
Kristen
Comeback
can save
Kid,
it
I
for,
might have to change my name to at that point.
maybe Kristen will be taking one for Team Invite as well. We never know.
There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. Leave a comment on the video as well with your team. And we'll see you on the next one.
Later.